today was the last day of your life, would you go do what you're about to go do? Like, would you go spend the day the way you're about to spend your day? That's a question that Steve Jobs asked himself about 33 years in a row. And what he concluded was that if he wouldn't be doing that, and there were too many days that the answer was no, I wouldn't go do this, then he knew it was time to change something. Welcome to the Monday Moment. I want to ask you, with whatever you're doing right now, you did yesterday, you did last week and the week before, if it were the last day of your life, would you get up and do it again tomorrow? That's a great question. It's a great question because there's two things that I really want to tap into, or two sides of one idea. There's this thing called life, but there's the side of existing and living. And I know for many of us, we find ourselves simply existing. Now, when I say existing, here's what I mean. You're doing routine things daily because you have to do those things to maintain the things that you have. Or you are doing what's necessary to not upset the relationships, the flow of your life, and or your employment or anything of that nature. It's just routine, run of the hill. Things that if it were your last day of living, you wouldn't be doing. But you're doing them now because they work for now. It's a very interesting situation, isn't it? How many of us find ourselves there? Ask yourself, am I essentially just existing? Doing what needs to be done just to get by, to maintain what is? Now, I'm not upset with you. I have no judgment toward you. I'm saying if that's a reality, that's something to look at. Contrast that with living. Now, living means after pursuit of everything that's inside of you, pursuing your passion, living a life that has a sense of joy coming from it, living a life that you are choosing by your decisions, not your decision because of a circumstance, but your decision because of a desire. Now, I understand that can be risky for a lot of us, but I don't know if we also realize that simply existing is equally, if not more risky. I lost a cousin over the weekend. She passed away. I don't know much about her life as to how excited she was, if she lived fulfilled or not. I just know the last time I saw her, we were happy to see each other. And I'm thankful for that. But I know that so many of us just exist. And this is a brand new year in some aspect. Maybe, I typically celebrate the new year at my birthday, but whatever it is, today's today. And you have an opportunity right now. If what you're doing right now doesn't bring life to you, doesn't bring joy to you, doesn't bring excitement to you, doesn't bring passion, doesn't emanate from within, why are you still doing it? Now, I know there's all the reasons and things, I got that. But why are you still choosing to passively live your existence? There's no sense of vitality, there's no sense of excitement, there's no sense of purpose. It's meaningless. What are you waiting for? I know Marquis says this reason, there's that reason. But I want to challenge you to do a few things to move in a direction of living. Number one, decide that you're just done. I remember when I was around in my early 30s, I'll say it that way. In my early 30s, I woke up one day and I realized I'm dying. Like my spirit, like who I am, I'm dying, I'm diminishing. And then it hit me. It's not because of anyone in my life. It's not because of any circumstance in my life. It's simply because I stopped choosing my life. And I started accepting what was coming my way. And it was at that point in my early 30s that I really began to dig deeper to find out who I am. What do I want? What does life look like for me? And that was a process. I got to be honest. Like those of you who are answering this question right now, you're really serious about the work. I know it's going to be a challenge. But at some point, you got to start unraveling the lies about what you're doing, about who you are, so that you can begin to live the truth of why you're here, to be completely fulfilled, to be fully self-expressed in this life from a sense of joy and happiness and peace because you're living you. So I ask you, at what point will you decide that saying no too many days in a row, if it was your last day of living, that you wouldn't do what you've been doing, that you would decide to make a difference? I'm gonna give you a couple things that you can do. One, like I said, decide. Two, start taking care of your body. Start educating your mind. Taking care of your body means changing your diet. It means taking on some exercise and movement. When you do that, you begin to stimulate your hormones in your body to bring balance, which helps you think more clearly. Then start changing your diet. That's also going to help do that. Then start reading and start expanding your mind. I don't have a problem with social media and what you read on social media. As a matter of fact, I think it's a great tool. But start intentionally finding articles and things around things that bring excitement to you. Not the rigmarole, not the fight. Skip all that. You don't know how much time you have left. But I do know this. It's time for you to start living. This is Marquise Martin Hayes. This has been your Monday Moment.